back. So now we're going to be looking at Explosion. All right, this is going to be I believe our first Windows box, actually. If I scroll back up. Nope, Dancy was a Windows box. Okay. It's going to be our second Windows box. All right, we're going to be looking at remote desktop protocol today. So the very first question we do get is, what does the three-letter acronym RDP stand for? That's Remote Desktop Protocol. Right? What is a three-letter acronym that refers to the interaction with the host through a command line interface, to be CLI, and then the graphical user interface is a GUI, GUI, right? Then we have, what is the name of an old remote access tool that came with encryption by default and listens on the TCP port 23 without encryption? I was like, what is encryption? No, it doesn't. All right, that's going to be Telnet. It's on port 23 there. And what is the name of the servers running on port 3389? Let's go ahead and start up our mmap scan here, right? Mmap TACP 3389. We'll look at the version. Go ahead and throw that in there. Do not ping. We'll do a timing of 5. If you don't know what those switches mean, go ahead and look at the other, the 4 videos before this. Well, actually, the first 3 that I did, and that explains what the switches mean within mmap. So we see the service is MSWBT server, which is going to be remote desktop there. Okay, what switch to specify the target host IP address when using X3RDP? I don't use X3RDP very much, but we can go ahead and we can put it here. X3RDP, it's going to be a /v, and that's going to allow us to give ourselves a host or someone to an IP address to be able to attack there. We do see it as /v::. What username specifically returns a desktop projection to us with a blank password? Okay, so there's a couple of different ways we can do this. First thing we need, though, if we're going to use X3RDP, is we need to know the domain name. So we can use netexec. We talked about that in a prior video. Oh, if it decides to do it. That is the correct IP address, right? Or am I on a totally different IP address here? Oh, maybe I should put the correct IP address here. There we go. It always works if you're, attacking a system that's actually online. That usually works. We see that domain name is Explosion. So to be able to do this, we're going to use X3RDP. And pretty much we just could change the IP address here, right? /v. Okay. /u for a user. The user does need a domain. So domain is Explosion, right? With the administrator username there, because it asks us, which user there can we get into. And if we're going to very first go at this, we know that administrator is most likely on the machine here, right? So we go ahead and hit enter there. Yes. No password. And we do return a desktop, and we do have the flag right here. Another way to be able to do this is by utilizing Remina. That's what I like to use. So if we go to Remina, we put in our remote desktop protocol address there, administrator. No password, no domain. Don't need any of that for Remina. And there we go. So with Remina, if you click on this up and down arrow link right here, this will make it so it goes full screen for you. We can exit out of there. And then there's our flag. All right, so that one, right there, a little bit confused out of this part, right here, what usually says returns desktop projection to us with a blank password. That right there, that's really the only part of this whole thing that's confusing. But we do know that administrator is pretty much on every single Windows machine. And usually the name is not changed. So that would be the very first one you would want to try. Just to see if you can get into it. But that is going to be Explosion on starting point for Hack the Box. Hopefully you learned something. I'll see you all later.